bailout. The most prudent move is a bailout. Bail out the insurance company.
Did South Park expose the hidden truth of our economy, and did anyone take them seriously? Well, the Margaritaville episode of South Park shows a sarcastic take on the 2000s financial crisis, with references to complex financial systems and consumer culture, meaning that, as always, it was a perfect mix of goofiness and genius. The creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, used the episode to show both the economic system and the public's seemingly blind trust in it, portraying the economy almost like a religion where people believe in unseen forces controlling their lives. Do people actually believe in the economic system blindly, or is this just another satire from South Park? Let's break it down.
Do I really have to do this, Dad?
Stan, now more than ever, you need to understand the importance of saving money.
The episode starts with Randy and Stan at a bank as Stan got a $100 bond from his grandma. Randy, being a good father, thinks that it's important for Stan to save up his money, and through this, he'll also somewhat show his understanding of the banking system. The bank teller explains that instead of just putting the money safely in the bank, he will invest it in a bunch of different ways. But a second later, he hilariously says, "It's gone," meaning all the money is lost, which makes Stan lose his mind.
It's gone. It's all gone.
What's all gone?
The money in your account. It didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
When the teller quickly tells Stan his money is gone, it shows how banks can sometimes act without taking responsibility. The scene highlights how banks and financial advisors often use confusing steps that are hard for regular people to understand, making them feel helpless or tricked. It's a quick, cynical take on the financial system's lack of accountability.
See, there's a bunch of idiots out there who weren't happy with what they had. They wanted a bigger house and materialistic things that they didn't even need. People with no money who got loans to buy frivolous things they had no business buying.
At dinner, Randy tells Stan why the economy is in trouble, blaming it on people who waste money on things they can't afford. While he explains this, he's using a loud, automatic margarita making machine called a Margaritaville, which drowns out part of what he's saying. The irony of Randy's situation is hard to miss. He's blaming others for overspending, yet he's using a high-priced machine, which shows he's contributing to the problem himself. This moment satirizes how many people justify their own frivolous spending while pointing fingers at others. The people of South Park are struggling with the bad economy, and many are talking about who is to blame. A Wall Street executive says low interest rates caused it. A regular person blames Wall Street, and as usual, Cartman blames the Jews. This blame game highlights how in tough times, we tend to look for someone else to blame instead of confronting the real causes. And in my opinion, this does say a lot about our society. Randy keeps sharing his money-saving ideas with the town while hypocritically defending his own silly purchases, like buying margaritas. His ideas become very popular, and he starts gaining followers. He tells people that their careless spending has upset the economy and encourages them to stop spending to make the economy happy again. Do people honestly think the economy is a living thing? People begin following Randy's advice, with some going to extreme lengths, like wearing bedsheets as togas to avoid washing clothes, treating the economy like it's a god. It's an exaggerated response to the financial crisis, and it mirrors how people often resort to extreme or superstitious measures when they don't fully understand the problem. Randy's plan showcases how misguided ideas can spread when the true cause of an issue remains unclear.
Now look! The reason we're in this situation is because people are being stupid!
Kyle, frustrated with everyone's foolishness, starts his own group, arguing that the economy isn't mad because it's not alive. To improve it, people need to spend money wisely. But when Randy and his followers hear this, they decide they need to silence Kyle. Kyle shows how easy it is to get money by using a no-limit American Express Platinum card he got just a few days ago. This all happens in a setting that parodies older paintings of Jesus giving the Sermon on the Mount. Meanwhile, Cartman, wanting a copy of Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, says he will turn Kyle and his friends over to Randy in exchange for the game. Cartman's actions sadly shows how easily so-called friends can turn on us in hard times. Kyle's advice to have faith in the economy highlights how confidence can help improve economic conditions. If people believe the economy can recover, they are more likely to spend wisely, which boosts it. It shows that the economy depends on people's trust in it. The next day, everyone in town lines up at a table with Kyle and a credit card machine where he is paying everyone's debts using the no-limit American Express Platinum card. Kyle's mom begs him not to do it because he'll be stuck paying the bills forever. Kyle agrees but feels he has to help everyone in town. After paying the last bill, a $17,000 debt from Randy, Kyle passes out. This scene exposes the harsh reality of the American economy, putting a spotlight on the burden of consumer debt. Kyle uses a no-limit credit card to pay off everyone's debts, showing how many people depend on credit without considering the long-term consequences. The town lining up for help really shows just how overwhelming the pressure to spend can be, and how it leads people into habits they can't afford. Kyle's selfless choice to take on debt for others highlights how deeply one person's financial decisions can impact everyone around them. The episode critiques America's reliance on credit as Kyle pays everyone's debts without realizing the long-term consequences. This highlights the dangers of overspending and dependence on credit, showing how individual financial decisions can affect a whole community. Meanwhile, Stan attempts to return the Margaritaville machine, but the store refuses because he bought it on credit.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'd like to give you a refund, but I'm afraid it's not doable.
What?
I said I'm not able, sir. You see, this Margaritaville was purchased with a payment plan.
So?
Well, an outside financing company handles those payment plans.
Stan, trying to help, keeps finding who can help him, with each person saying the debt has been sold to someone else. Eventually, he goes all the way to the U.S. Treasury, who consults the charts and tells him the mixer is worth $90 trillion.
Excellent news, sir. We've determined the investment value of your Margaritaville to be $90 trillion.
In a moment of absurdity, Stan watches as a man approaches the Treasury workers to inform them that another bank is failing. The response? We need to consult the charts again.
Okay, no problem. We better consult the chart.
Curious, Stan follows the workers inside and witnesses the bizarre process.
Sirs, another insurance company is going under.
Now determining most prudent move for insurance company.
Stan watches in disbelief as they chop off a chicken's head, letting it run around aimlessly until it drops dead, perfectly capturing how the system operates, chaotic and without purpose. The chicken dies on the bailout spot, making it the final decision on what action to take. Angry at the absurdity of the system, Stan throws the mixer onto the platform where the chicken is and walks away. What happens here really highlights how the U.S. Treasury's actions seem strange to most people, pointing to the real need for more transparency and responsibility when it comes to financial choices. In conclusion, this South Park episode humorously exposes the absurdity of the banking system and the economic crisis, highlighting how financial decisions are often disconnected from the reality of everyday people. It critiques how banks and the government sometimes make baffling and unreasonable choices, suggesting that more transparency and accountability are needed. The episode emphasizes the importance of understanding how economic policies affect people's lives and stresses the need for long-term, practical solutions to ensure financial stability. What are your thoughts? Is returning to simpler times really the solution to the current economic crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.